Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is SD Nursing Classes and Exam Preparations. So, as for the topic, you are knowing this is Therapeutic Communications and Nurse-Patients Relationship. This is BSc Nursing third year and subject is Mental Health Nursing. So, this topic, this is fourth unit of Mental Health Nursing. This topic is really very much important. Every time I have seen that questions come from this unit and definitely it will come in your exam. So in class exam, entrance exam, as well as in NCLEX preparation also. NCLEX question also is very much important. So we will deal with the topic in detail, in thoroughly. We will deal with the topic because this is very important topic. So what all things we will deal here? First is what is communications? What is communication? What is therapeutic communications? What is therapeutic communication? Then types of communications. Then what is the purpose of communications? And the goals of communications, techniques, techniques of communications. What is barriers of communications as well as non-therapeutic communications. Non-therapeutic communications characteristic, pages. So everything in detail we will discuss in this unit. What is communication? What is therapeutic communications? The definitions, types of communications, purpose of communications, characteristics of communications, phases of communications, goal of communications, techniques of communications, barriers of communications, and non-therapeutic communications. In detail, we will study in this unit. So, let's start the topic. Yes, the communications. Communication means what? The word that is Latin words communis means common or share. This is the meaning of communications. Common and share. To share. So this is the word communications comes from Latin words. So what is communications? First we will see what is communications. Then we will see what is therapeutic communications. First, so communications is the process of exchanging informations, idea, opinion, feelings through a medium like speech, writing or body language to create mutual understanding. It is very simple. We are understanding that yes, we are understanding this communication. Communication means what? We are communicating with someone for what? For any result, for any opinion. We are sharing our opinion, ideas, and to know about the patient, we are communicating with the patient. This is a what? This is a process that we can know about each other. Patient and the nurse can able to understand each other by the process of communications. So communications are how you are exchanging our communications through some medium, that is like speech, writing, body language. Means speech means what? That is direct communications. Later on we will study about that. How many types of communications are there? How we communicate with people, in which way? How many way we can communicate with our patient? So speech, writing, and body language. These are the medium through which we are connecting with the patient. So this is the communications. Now what? Therapeutic communications. Therapeutic communications means what? This is the collections of technique that prioritize the physical, mental, and emotional well-being of the patient. Why this is needed? For the well-being of the patient. This is only our motto, to communicate with the patient, to make it, to give the patient a proper treatment, and for the well-being of the patient physically, mentally, and emotionally, we have to communicate with the patient. That is the nurse patient relationship. This is called therapeutic relationship. Means this is the relationship between the patient and the nurse. So why this is needed? This is needed for the well-being of the patients in mentally, physically, and emotionally. This is called therapeutic communications. And now we will see another definition also here. Interpersonal interaction between the nurse and the client, during which the nurse focus on the client's specific need to promote an effective exchange of the information. Yes, for the interpersonal relationship means what? Interaction between the nurse and the client, during which the nurse can understand, focus the client's specific need, and the promote an effective exchange of information. Yes, this is also needed. This is second definitions. This is definition only. You can understand that during the time of interpersonal relationship, the nurse main focus is what? That to know, to understand the needy of the patients, what patients need, and accordingly we have to give prioritize to the patient's comfortness and the specific information which is really important for patients, that we can exchange to the patient in this therapeutic communications. There are so many definitions are here. In therapeutic communication, the nurse direct the communicates towards the patient to identify his current health problem, plan, implement, and evaluation the action taken. Yes, these all things which I told you. They are the so many 3-4 definitions are there. So these are the definitions. Yes, the main focus is that the interpersonal relationship between the patient and the nurse is that the nurse should understand patient's prioritize and his needy, accordingly what the nurse can provide care to the patient. So that's why the therapeutic relationship is most needed, that she can gain the trust and belief from the patient to give him a better treatment. So this is what therapeutic relationship means, nurse patient relationship. You can write the definition in your own way. When you understand the main focus, when you understand the main thing, what is relationship and why it is needed, so then you can write the definition in your own way. There is no need to cramming, means rate learning. So there is no need to cramming or rote learning, means you should not to cram that one again and again. If you understand the topic, then according to yourself, according to your mind, you can write the definition. You can give 3-4 definitions. So this is the thing, that when you understand the topic properly, then only you can write the topic in your own way. I always say to my students that first understand the topic first, then only you can write in your own way. If you will try to cramming that one or again and again, so that you may forget. But if you understand the topic, if that topic is in your mind, then you can write in your own way. The thing is that important is that first try to understand the topic and keep in your mind, then wherever which type of question also comes, you can write in your own way. So there are Another definitions. Therapeutic communication is a process in which the nurse consciously influence the patients or help them in better understanding through verbal, non-verbal communications while encouraging the patients to express their feeling and idea, which an important frequency for the realization and relationship of the mutual acceptance. So these are the therapeutic communications definition. You can write in your own way when you understand the topic. Now we will see types of communications. In how many way? This is what? This is the sender. This is what? This is the sender. And messaging through the verbal word, and he is the receiver, and feedback. So this is what? This is the communications. Here the channel is through speech. So this is what about therapeutic communications. Now we will see about types of therapeutic communication. How many types of therapeutic communications are there? That is two types, verbal and non-verbal. Two types. Verbal and non-verbal. Non-verbal. In two types we can communicate with the patient. So what is verbal communications? Verbal communications means what? Means through speech. Through speech. Here is the channel, means what is the channel in verbal communications? Speech. Directly we can communicate with the patient. So that is like three types: open-ended questions, closed questions, and giving broad opening. Open-ended questions means what? That question should not be what to say, ended in yes or no. We have to give the comfortness to the patient that he can tell about himself detailedly, means like without any hesitations. That is called open-ended questions. Means encourage the patients to provide more detail about himself. That should not be end in yes or no. Means how are you, how you are feeling today. Means then if you ask the question to the patients that how we are feeling today, so there he'll explain just little bit, I am feeling like this, negative or positive, yeah. So he will briefly explain about his feelings. That is what? That is the open-ended questions. Means you should ask the patients like that he can describe himself about something. That question should not be end in yes or no. Have you eaten? Yes. What happened to you? This. Means yes or no, that should not be end like that. That should be longer. That should be longer, and the patient can explain themselves without any hesitations. Closed questions. This is for specific reason. Specifically, if you're asking to the patients for like special informations, means you're asking to the patients, have you taken your medications which I told you to take before 1 hour? So he will tell yes, yes or no. So this is what? This is the specified questions. Closed questions means this information should be very specific. If you are asking to the patient about his have you gone urine, or have you done these things, or have you eaten, so this is what? Yes or no question. So this is closed question. And giving broad opening means what? Allow the patients to lead the conversation, such as please tell me more about yourself. Yes, this is giving broad opening to the patients and allow him to tell about himself. When you'll ask him tell about yourself, then he will briefly tell about them. So just it is just like the open-ended questions, means that should not be end in yes or no. So exactly the giving broad opening means what, that also same, like you are giving chance, you are giving comfort, you are giving time, means you are comforting the patients to speak about himself. This is what, this is the verbal communications. The main channel is what, through which they are the communications occurring, that is the speech. So this is the what, that is the medium. Speech is the medium in the verbal communications, and everything you are just talking in the expressing in the sending words to each other. So this is what verbal communication. So second is what, non-verbal communications. In non-verbal communications means, this is what, without talking, without speech, without speech. The word should not exchange, exchange through speech, exchange through speech. Here what happened in non-verbal communications, we should not exchange the words through speech, but we can exchange through what, our writing, writing, body language, and expressions. So these are what, these are the medium in non-verbal communications. So here what, this include body language, vocal cues and touch. Body language means what, include posture, facial expression and gesture. Vocal cues refers to the tone of voice and pitch. Yes, including postural, facial expression and gesture. So body language, by seeing patient's body language, how he is reacting, if he can't able to speak, if he is uh, not able to uh, speak, means he is a semi-conscious patient. So semi-conscious, yeah, uh, not unconscious but semi-conscious, yeah, like he doesn't want to speak to you. So from his body language itself, if he is showing his posture, if he is not sitting properly, if he's sitting like if he's not sitting properly, if he's sitting like very sadly, yeah, don't want to talk to you, his facial expression is not good. So you can understand, yes, patient is not feeling good. So by seeing his facial expressions, body language, his gesture, how he is behaving you, if he is not behaving properly, if doesn't want to talk to you, so in that situation, in his every expression, you can understand that yes, how is patient's condition and what he need from me and what is real situation of the patient. So that is what body language, that is non-verbal communication, without talking, without expressing the with words. By seeing his expression, by seeing his body language and gesture expression, you can understand the patient's need. A second is what, vocal cues. Vocal cues means what, we have to understand about the patient's tone and voice and pitch, means how it's high or low, or means nervous coughing. Sometimes patients may nervous and nervously he's coughing. So these all things we have to observe the patient, and we can understand that yes, patient's condition is not good, yeah, patient is not uh, he doesn't want to talk to you, yeah, something like that. So accordingly you can manage the situation. The third, then touch. Touch means what, sometimes when we are talking to the patient, this is very uh, privacy things, means when we are touching to the patients, when we will touch to the patients, means we have to understand, yes, when I touch to the patient, it's okay, you will feel good. So that condition, that situation, the nurse only understand. So otherwise he can't touch the patients directly, go and laugh, not like that. In that ill patient, if the patient is very ill and he can't able to uh, wake up himself, yeah, he's feeling very low, lonely, so that time you can touch to the patient and give empathy and give courage to the patient. That is what touch, without talking to him, without exchanging any vocal word, by his expression, by vocal body language, vocal cues and touch. So that is what non-verbal communications for the patient's comfort level. So this is what two types of communications we read. First one is what verbal communications, and second is non-verbal. Verbal means what the channel is, the medium is speech, and there we can speak so many things to the patients directly, and we will give them chance for the open-ended question. The question should not be end in yes or no. We ask to the patient that how you are feeling today, so he can briefly explain about himself. And close questions, some specific reasons, some specific questions we can ask to the patients, that have you taken the medications, uh, like any task you have given to the patients, means did you uh, uh, if any tasks you have given to the patients, means have you done the tasks, like that you can ask to the patient. And giving broad opening, that is also same as like open-ended questions to the patients. That means broadly the patient can talk about himself, that much comfort level we have to give to the patient. The patient can talk about himself. So this is what, this is verbal. And non-verbal means what, non-verbal means the channel is through writing, expressions, body language and touch. So by his body language we can understand patient, we can understand patient's requirement, what really he needs. By his body language, by observing him, we can understand vocal cues, means the tone and the voice and the pitch, and sometimes nervous coughing may they do. So these all things, touch means what, in that particular time when patients feel too much ill, yeah, ill on, yeah, he can't able to do his normal routine work. So that time you can help him by touching, yeah, sometimes by touching his hand, you can give empathy, you will encourage the patients. So this is what non-verbal communications. Now we will see what is the purpose of communications. What, so now we will discuss about the purpose of therapeutic communication. What is the purpose of therapeutic communications? First one is the environmental change from home to hospital. So this is very common when the patient is coming from the home to hospital. His all the environment has been changed. So in home every time it is very different, and in hospital it is very different. So these things we have to manage. If the patient is not ready for the situation, to ready to stay in hospital, we have to make him understand that why you are coming to the hospital. So for some time, for few days only, you have to stay here and recovery, and when you will get healed, cure, you will go to your home. So we have to manage the patients and try to give ourselves, a nurse should have to give herself to the patient, that she can able to manage the situation, and she can able to create the home environment for the patient, to make him comfortable. And next is what, nurturance. Nurturance means what, that is physical and emotional care and nourishment. Means physically we are giving care to the patients physically, as well as emotionally we have to nourish the patients. Means if the patient is not feeling good, if he is missing someone, if he is, means totally missing his family, yeah, some food, yeah, whatever it may be, so we have to give nourishment mentally and physically to the patient. That is what nurturance, that is called nurturance. And control, yes, control is uh, control means we can control the patient's everything, means the emotional level, the if the patient is panic, if the patient is not feeling to stay, if he's not feeling to talk to you, yeah, something like that. So that time we have to control the patient, control him in your own way, how we can handle the situation, how to control patients, everything, his emotional, physical, mental, yeah, if he is nervous or yeah, panic, so everything you have to manage. And psychiatric symptoms, yes, if patients showing so many type of psychiatric symptoms like delusion, hallucinations. He is saying that there are so many things I'm listening, so many voice I'm listening. So that time you have to control the situation. You have to manage that situation with your own mind. You have to say to the patients, yeah, but I am not listening like that. So you can change the topic if the patient again and again telling you any delusionation, any psychiatrical symptoms if showing, then you have to change to the patient's mind and keep him relaxed. Then problem solving, yes, we have to solve the problem of the patient. That is our first motto, to give care to the patient. And when the patient coming to hospital, so firstly we have to solve the problem. That is only and only our uh, aims for the patients. Advised to come to hospital. So yes, if the patient after cure, after getting discharged from the hospital, we have to advise the patient to come to the hospital for follow-up care. So these all are what, this is the purpose of therapeutic communications. Now we will see the goals of therapeutic communications. First one is the build a therapeutic relationship. Second is enhance the patient's expressions, gather comprehensive informations, improve patients' well-being, and promote patients' engagement. So build a therapeutic relationship means the primary goals to establish a trusting client-focused relationship that is essential for the effective healthcare. Yes, why we need to build a therapeutic relationship with the patient? This is the goal. Our goal is that to uh, uh, to give a best care, best treatment to the patients by collecting the informations, by knowing about the patient, what is his effective health care. So for that we have to uh, gain trust from the patient. The patient can talk to us and share his ideas, share his everything with us. So this is what build a therapeutic relationship. Second is enhance the patient's expressions. How it is possible? Create a safe and comfortable environment where patients feel free to express their thought, feeling, and concerns without judgment. Yes, that is up to the nurse, that how he will give the comfort level to the patients by his behavior, his gesture towards the patients should be very polite, and that should be like trustworthy. Then only the patients feel comfort to talk, comfort to share his feelings. That is enhance the patient's expressions. How that is up to the nurse, how the nurse make the patients to comfort and give freedom to talk to the patient, talk to the nurse freely. The patient can express his feeling and concern. He will concern without judgment, means without judging the nurse. The patient can say everything, he can disclose everything, if anything in his heart, if he is feeling burden, without having any hesitation, he will share with the nurse. So that is what enhance patient's expression. That is up to the nurse, how he will do all these things, how he will feel comfort to the patient. Third is gather comprehensive informations, means we have to collect information about the patient, means how was the patient and his history. When we'll gather information about the patient, if he is old patients, means this is not first time he is coming for treatment. If previously he has gone under psychiatric hospital for treatment, so that file itself we will get so many informations. We can gather so many information about the patients for his well-being, for his best care and treatment. So we have to gather comprehensive information about the patient, about his relatives, from his relatives, from his file, from his past history. So we can gather the information about the patient to give him a best treatment which is possible, the best to best treatment we can give to the patient. That is the goal of therapeutic communication. And next is improve patient's well-being, elevate psychological distress and anxiety by providing emotional support and helping patient make sense of their medical condition and treatment. Yes, this is we have to do for the patient, improve their patient's well-being. How? To elevate his psychological and distress and anxiety by providing emotional support. We have to provide emotional support to the patients. Don't worry, you will be healed soon, you will be cured soon, take these medications timely. If you take these medications, mean timely you will go for the therapy, means surely you will cure, and very soon you will go to the home, very soon you will be discharged and go to your home, and surely you will be healed, you will be cured. Like that means what? Improve patient's well-being. Very emotionally we should support to the patient. And promote patient's engagement, encourage the patients to actively participate in their own care and improve their adherence to treatment plans by helping them feel understood and supported. Means what? Promote patients to engagement. How the patients will engage with his daily work, means we have to tell the patients, means if you are if you are making feeding anything, if you are giving medication to the patients, tell him to take himself, and means the patient, make him to active for everything, take himself. If you are making him do, you are helping him for dressings and all, so tell him to do yourself. So like that means engage the patients to in his own work. Then what? That type of work if will do, means he will be feel little bit stress, he will feel stress free, as well as if when he busy himself or herself, they will be there psychologically, they will be improved. So that may be a best part to get them cured soon. So this is what. So make the patients engaging the patients, means tell them, give them some work, um, some task that they can do that, and make them to make them to encourage them to do their own work themselves. They encourage them to encourage them to do their own work themselves. So this is what, these are the what, these are the goals of therapeutic communications. Build a therapeutic relationship, enhance patients' expressions, gather comprehensive informations, improve patients' well-being, and promote patient engagement. So next we will talk about the characteristic of therapeutic communication. That is what? That is two type. One is responsive dimensions, and second one is action dimensions. Action dimensions. So in responsive dimensions, that is four types: genuineness, respect, empathy, understanding, and concreteness. So one by one we will see what is that. First one is what? Genuineness. In name itself, in the word itself, you are knowing very genuine. We should be very genuine, not fake person. We should be like open, honest, and sincere person who is actively involved in the relationship. The nurse should be what? She should be open, honest, sincere person who is actively involved in the relationship. Means from ourselves, from nurse itself, try to talk with the patient and make herself to give comfort to the patients, to share his feelings, so to talk with her. So this is genuineness. The first person who uh, make strong therapeutic relationship, therapeutic bond between the nurse and patient, that is the nurse. She should be genuine. So this is the characteristic of therapeutic communications. Second is what? Respect. Yes, respect means we have to give respect to the patients. Means regard, unconditional positive regard is known as respect. Means non-possessive warmth and unconditional positive regards. Means when you are in morning, we are going to the patients very calmly, very happily, wish the patients, regards her, hi, good morning, how are you. So this is what respect, give respect to the person or the patient, that he may feel very happy. He may be not getting respect from other people, but if you are respecting him, means he may feel that yes, I am something. And so many positiveness can come to the patient's mind. So that is the respect things is much more important. Without, if the patient, whoever he may be, if the patient is not up to the level, if he is uneducated, he is illiterate, so that is none of our business. We have to give respect to the patient, that your words can give a positive effect in the patient's mind. So this is what respect. And third is what? Empathy, understanding. Empathy means try to go inside to the patient, try to go inside, means deeply with patient's condition and with patient, that you can perceive his current feelings, what really patient is feeling. Empathy means what? Ability to enter in the life of another person. Means how you enter? Through talking only, your behavior only, you are trying, you only make yourself that how the patient will be comfortable with me and he can share his feeling without having any hesitation. So that is the talent of the nurse, that she should go inside the life of someone's, so that he can accurately perceive his current situation, currently how he is feeling. Accordingly, she can give treatment to the patient. Third, concreteness. Yes, fourth is what? Concreteness. Concreteness means involve using specific terminology. Means that is specifically we use for our behavior. Concreteness involves, means this is a specific terminology. There is no any obstructions while we are talking to the patients, while we are discussing with the patients. The expressions, the behavior should be very particular, and that should be not like false, yeah, wrong things we are talking to the patients. Our behavior, our gesture, posture should be very particular and very specific. That should not be false or wrongness. We should not do any type of gesture to the patients. So this is what? This is the characteristics of uh, therapeutic communications. Means this is responsive dimensions, that is four type. Genuineness, respect, that is four type. First one is the genuineness, second is respect, third is empathy and understanding, and fourth is concreteness. Concreteness means the things should be very specific, and whatever you are talking to the patient, there should not be any obstruction come to distract, or that should not be any falseness. Everything should be in a particular direction, and whatever you are discussing with the patient, that should be very uh, clear. So this is about first one, that is uh, responsive dimension. And second, here what happened? Action means the nurse itself what to do? Upward. He should, in nurse moves upward and downward, outward, to identifying the obstacle to the client progress and the need for both in inter understanding and external actions. So here what happened? The action dimension means what? Nurse has to determine about the patient's recovery. Why he is not recovering? If any obstacle coming in his recovery, timely we are giving everything, treatment, everything is going on, but then also the patient is not improving. So that is what action dimension. The nurse has to has to give her 100% to identify the reason of patient's progression. So that is what obstacle is coming for the patient's cure. So this is deeply she has to involve in the patient's care. That is what action dimension. This is action dimension. This is 5 types. First is confrontation. Confrontation. Second is immediacy. One by one we will see. First one is confrontations. Confrontations means this occurs between two person or within a group for any type of discussions, and there in that discussions there may be anger, frustrations, argument occur. So here what happened, sometimes patient are not agree with hospital's policy, yeah, with nurse behavior, yeah, anything, with the medications, the treatment, they sometimes they never agree with that, and they for that they start arguing and showing angerness, and maybe that things lead to an issue. So for that reason what happened, that is called, that is confrontation. So here what happened, they may blame to the hospital, to the nurse. So that things will be harmful for the society as well as in therapeutic relationship. So in this case what happened, what the nurse has to do, she should be stay calm. First thing is that stay calm. Nurse has to, what nurse to do, stay calm first, listen properly, listen properly, then how much possible avoid disruptive words, avoid the words, words, harmful words, and try to solve the problem, try to solve problem, solve. So this is what confrontations. Here the patient may show angerness or aggressiveness, uh, blaming, and they may not be satisfied with the care of the hospital or nurse. So these things may lead to what, this may lead to arguments and uh, like a battling, like arguments, and uh, maybe that affect arguments, and that may lead to a big uh, fighting. So in that case nurse should be very calm, very calmly she has to handle the situations, and whatever the patient is saying, first she should stay calm, listen, avoid words, and try to solve the issue. That is what confrontations. So this is the action dimension, that is 5 types. First one is confrontations, and second is what, immediacy. Immediacy means what, current situation. What is the current situation of the, what is the current situation of the patient, we have to know it. Immediacy means immediately, means directly, that time itself we have to know about patient's current condition, and viewed as a empathy, genuineness, client is actively involved in describing what she really feelings in therapeutic relationship. Means that is up to you, that how you can make the patients to tell you about herself, how she is feeling. Actively she can able to tell you everything. You only show your activeness first, then only the patient may tell you freely, without hesitation, without being judged to the nurse. She can tell you. That is immediacy. That is the action which happen uh, immediately. You can go inside, you can try to go inside to the patient's life, and you can get information of the patient. And third is what? Nurse self disclosure. In these things what happen, the nurse can tell about herself, tell about herself to the patient, to the patient. So she can disclose many things to the patients. Means that will be the last condition when patient is going to discharge from the hospital. That time the nurse can, before itself nurse can tell about herself, and may discuss with the patient with her life, that how what happened in my home, in my family. If that type of psychiatric related issues has been occurred in her life, or something happened, that can she share with the patient, and show by that the patient can understand she is really honest, genuine, and she can trust to the nurse. That is what nurse self disclosure. Herself she can disclose with the patient, sharing ideas, values to the patient, and by that the relationship will be strong, and the patient can uh, freely believe. Means without any hesitation she can believe, and they may be create a best therapeutic relationship. That is not self-disclosure. Fourth is what? Emotional catharsis. Means emotional catharsis means what? Emotional catharsis means here the patient, which is really bothered to him, the patient doesn't want to talk about something, doesn't want, the patient doesn't want to talk about something, talk about something. Something which really bother to him, which really bother bother to him or her. Means what? If something happened in his life, and because of that, if something lost, he lost something which is really valuable to him, and what he lost in his life, and for that affect him a lot, that pricked him a lot, he doesn't want to disclose the thing which really bother to him, which really mean to him. So this type of things also he or she can share with the nurse. So the nurse can ask them, like emotionally, when the nurse involved with the patient, she can ask to the patient that tell me about yourself, why this happened. So she doesn't want to tell, but when she has understand that she understood the nurse is really good, and she is really a friend to me, she is really understanding me, then surely they will share their that things which really affect to him. By sharing them, they will feel relaxed. The nurse only make him to assure him to tell your problem, that you will I may help you, I may give you some solution, so please tell me. So when they tell to the when they try to tell to the patient nurse, so maybe after telling to the nurse they may get relaxed, or the nurse may give a possible solution of the problem. That is what emotional catharsis, emotional involvement, emotional involvement. And fifth is what? Role play. Role play we are knowing. By role playing is the things in which by doing something about one drama or something like drama, yeah, skit, we can make we can make patient make patient to encourage encourage or change his bad habits. So this is what role play. So by role play, it is like by doing the drama or skit, by doing something about the alcoholism or something like that which can affect to the patient may change his life. So this is role play. We have to do some skit or drama in front of the patient. So here what happened, the characteristic, that is two type: responsive dimensions and action dimensions. Responsive dimensions means that is four type: genuineness, respect, empathy, understanding, and concreteness. These are the four things which coming under responsive dimensions. And second is what? Action dimensions. Action dimensions, that is like the nurse should involve very deeply with the patients for their improvement, for their improved treatment. And that is what? That is also five type. First is confrontations, means if there is any type of issues occur, the nurse should be calm and listen and solve the problem. Second is immediacy. Immediacy means what? You current itself, immediately we can go through the patient's life and make him to share his idea, share his how she is feeling, how she is feeling here, to share with us, that we can give you treatment. And third one is nurse self disclosure, means nurse disclose herself by idea, by thought, by feelings, and that to build a best therapeutic relationship. And fourth is what? Emotional catharsis, means what? Emotionally when we involve with the patient will tell you about the things which is really bother to him, which is really mean to him. So when we involve with the patient will feel that she is really a good friend to me. The trust, the belief has been increased, and the patients will tell you about the things which is really affecting to him. And role play. Role play is what? This is the in role play is a method of showing something by doing something in front of the patients to make him heal soon, encourage him, or to change his bad habits. These are the characteristics of therapeutic communications. And very shortly we will see today what all things we show in therapeutic communications. First we show that is what is communications. Communications means the idea which we express, which we extend through the medium, that is speech, that is writing or body language. So that is the communication. Then therapeutic communications is between the nurse and patient's relationship to mingle with each other for the beneficial of the patient. That is the main role played by nurse, who mingle with the patient to by her mind, by her behavior, by her gesture, posture, she can get information from the patient for his well-being. And there are so many definitions we studied here. And now and then we show types of communication, that is verbal and non-verbal. And verbal communications means what? That is open-ended questions and closed questions and giving broad opening. Open-ended means the question should not be end in yes or no. That should be broadly, we give chance to the patient, we say ask question to the patient, that questions the patient may describe herself very briefly. And closed questions means what? That that some specifically we ask to the patients, did you take your medications or not? So this can come like yes or no. And giving broad opening means broadly give the patients can speak about himself broadly without any hesitation. In non-verbal, that is non-verbal without any word exchanging by the body language, vocal cues and touch, that is the non-verbal. And the characteristics, sorry, non-verbal, and we show the purpose of therapeutic communications, that is environmental changes from home to hospital, nutrients, control psychiatric symptoms, problem solving, advice to come to the hospital. Then we show the goals of therapeutic communications, that is build a therapeutic relationship, enhance patients expressions, gather comprehensive information, improve patients well-being and promote patients engagement. Then we show the characteristic of communications, that is two types: responsive dimensions and action dimensions. Responsive dimensions, that is 4 types, and action dimensions, that is 5 types. So here we studied about the therapeutic communications and nurse patients relationship, the types, what is communications, what is the therapeutic communications, what is types of therapeutic communications, then the character, then the purpose, then characteristic, the goal, everything we studied in these lectures. So tomorrow, next video, we will study about the techniques of communications, and then the barriers and everything, one by one topic we will complete. So हिंदी में भी इस वीडियो मिलेगा, हर एक टॉपिक को मैं हिंदी और इंग्लिश में ही बनाऊंगी, क्योंकि दैट विल, वो आपकी बेनिफिशियल के लिए होगा, बिकॉज we have to write everything in English. That's why see both the lectures, Hindi and English. That will be more beneficial for you. You can understand as well as that you can write properly. So do like and subscribe to my channel and follow my page. That is that all the things has been given in the link. My Instagram, my page. In this SD nursing classes, there is one page. So everything has been given in the link. So just go through there and follow that. That timely you can get my notification, as well as that will be beneficial for you. Continuously I'll upload my videos. And yes, if you have any doubt, any queries, comments me, I'll give you the solution in the comment sections, and we will try to make it better. Thank you so much.